Hey everybody, my purpose here is twofold. First, I want to showcase how to play Kingdom Rush Alliance from a fresh save on impossible difficulty. I've realized that it's perfectly viable to beat the game from a fresh save on impossible difficulty, even if you're not the most experienced player ever. So the first thing you need to do is press start and open up a new save slot. As long as you have a save slot, it works. It doesn't matter which one it is that you have. Now, you can also change the difficulty from exiting to tutorial without having to beat it on normal difficulty, but the highest you can set it to is just veteran, and it doesn't make that much of a difference from veteran to impossible. So I highly recommend doing it from a fresh save. Another thing you can do to be more efficient is just use Alt F4 so that we don't have to quit out of the game several times over. Now, to actually access the file you need to edit in order to play the game on a new difficulty, you need to type in %appdata% as one word, and then you should have access to the file folder. And as you can see there, it's in roaming. So if you can't access it that way, you might need to access roaming first. Then you just go to Alliance, and then you click on the slot that you plan to play on from a fresh save. So the one that I'm on right now, I just changed the difficulty to veteran, which is why it's on difficulty 3. So impossible is difficulty 4, and casual is 1, normal is 2. Just in case you can't fill in the gaps yourself like an idiot. So you press Control Save after that, and then you just exit out of both of these things, then go right back to Kingdom Rush Alliance, and you should be able to play the game from a first save on impossible difficulty. Bada bing, bada boom. For some reason, I had difficulty saying the word difficulty just right now. Now, the second purpose that I have here is to give a little channel update. Now, personally, I don't like giving updates if I don't have to, because I prefer my videos to be timeless. So talking about current events and the near future doesn't really work out for me all that well, but oh well. I'm going to talk about the videos that I plan to make that are timeless. So the first of those is my tower tier list. That video is going to take a while to make because it's too easy to beat the game with any tower of your choice pretty much. Like the game, as much as I've said that it's hard, is more about learning how to deal with enemies and environments, which requires sort of a big picture type of strategy rather than building specific towers to counter that specific enemy. And that's part of the reason why a lot of people say Royal Archers are the best tower, because they're the most simple ones. So as long as you're building towers in the right spots at the right time and doing the right other things like blocking enemies that you want to block to prevent them from using their abilities, then you just need towers to do their job, and the ones that are the simplest are going to do their job for you. Now, the thing is, because of this situation with the game being beatable with tower spam of pretty much any type, we need to make the game more difficult until eventually you can't win that way, and then you need to analyze why that's the case. Maybe it is the towers. So if that's the case, you can try out other towers, and if the spam of them works, you got to figure out why that's the case, because perhaps tower spam is just not working because they can't deal with enemies with magic resistance. So naturally, they're not going to be able to succeed for you. But it could also be for like any other number of reasons. Like if your problem is flying enemies, it may be that building barracks to block ground enemies in order to prevent the ground enemies from getting in the way of being targeted by the archer towers. Like maybe that's the solution. Or alternatively, maybe you need to do the opposite and try to get them to stack with each other so that way your artillery can splash onto the flying enemies by targeting the ground enemies. Stuff like that takes a lot of analysis, so I just need more time in order to figure everything out. And it's for that reason that I can't make certain points in the Alliance critique that I want to make as well. That's actually the first video that I want to publish before doing the tower tier list or the hero tier list. But I can't make points about the balance of the game until I better understand the balance of the game. Right now, because the game is as easy as it is, you can just beat the game. Like it's possible that the towers are equally balanced, and that's why you can beat the game this way, or because it's too easy, or some combination of both. So the only way to find out is to push the limits further. Now, I know that I said before that I wanted to do the all towers tier list before this game came out. And naturally, I didn't make that goal. makes sense because that's a big task for me. I've come to realize that analyzing towers is a very different beast to analyzing heroes, at least with the criteria that I have in mind, because there's a lot more like restrictions on towers, such as the gold cost that you have to also analyze. And on top of that, they are stuck in their one strategic point, and so they don't have the same global presence that a hero does. You don't want a hero to be able to, or sorry, a hero can fill in any gap that they want, and you can just use the towers to fill in the rest of the gaps, and then you should be doing just dandy. But with a tower, you can't really do the opposite because you need to have the other towers around to fill in its gaps, which you might not necessarily be able to because you only have 5 towers that you can pick from in this game. And in terms of the other games as well, well, you also have limited gold, so you still won't always be able to fill in all those gaps. So certain towers, if you want to try to go for them early, are going to have different downsides compared to if you go for them late game. All these things are factors that don't play into the hero so much or at all. And as a result, I don't have as much experience analyzing that sort of thing. So it's just going to take a lot more time for me to be able to do something like that. As a result, I don't see that happening anytime soon because I want to focus on Alliance, and I've already said that I need more time to focus on Alliance. So I'm going to need even more time to do the other games, Towers justice. Now, the only other thing that I want to say is that I want to post more videos like this, where I'm playing the game as pre-recorded footage and then talking over it. Maybe I'll write a little script for each one of these videos so that way I don't have to do as many ums and pauses to think, because it would be even worse if I was doing live commentary for one, and that's already something that I don't feel like I can stand too much. It's a bit too brain rotty for me, and I prefer to post something of quality. And I think that this could be a nice middle ground, so that way people aren't stuck with like nothing from me at all, because I also wanted to stop streaming so that I could focus on videos, only to then realize that I need a bunch of time still in order to make good videos. So there's just nothing at the moment. And so I want to be able to post gameplay of the Fresh Save Impossible run, sort of like a Let's Play, but also just a way to chat with everybody. This is a great YouTube series that is no longer available, unfortunately, where somebody was playing Bloodborne. They were trying to do a challenge run where they didn't level up and they beat the game without dying once. I thought that was really cool, and he uploaded all sorts of failures of his, but he was just chatting with people and doing Q&A stuff with each one of those videos. I would love to do something like that, actually, especially because I have a Q&A video that I never did. Well, I have a video announcing the Q&A that I never actually did the Q&A for. I got all the questions, I just don't have the A's, only the Q's. And that was because, unfortunately, my dog passed away shortly after that video came out, and so I just wasn't in the mood to do something like that, and I just kind of let it fade away into history. But that still shows up for everybody because it's in the shorts category, which YouTube likes to promote all the time. So people can still see that that's an announcement that I made, just not anything that I followed up on. So I want to follow up on that by answering those questions while I do the Heroic and Iron for the first level. And then I want to do some other questions and answers from like other comments that I get from people on my channel as I continue to do this series up until I get to the very last boss. One other thing that I want to say, the final thing now, I just realized that there's one more thing I need to talk about because I've been getting a lot of questions about this, is the hero tier list. I will update that, but not anytime soon, okay? There's way too much stuff to analyze right now, so just let me focus on Alliance, let me get to the tower tier list, and then we can worry about the heroes, okay? Okay. Bye, everybody.